A Knight's Tale, Heath Ledger. You can change your stars. You can wish on stars. I've been wishing on stars since I was a little girl. Magic happens when you wish on stars. Now, in Wonder Woman 1984, people were making all kinds of wishes, but they were wishing to a very bad guy. Very bad guy. Well, he wasn't very bad. He was just misunderstood and he didn't understand anything either. And Kristen Wiig played a character that was put down and suffered so much growing up and ignored and ignored and ignored, and finally she got a little taste of power and she went crazy with it. Well, in A Knight's Tale, bring it back to Heath Ledger because he played the Joker before he died, and Big Pharma played a role in that one. Challenge me on that. Now, I know I shouldn't be smoking. Smoking is bad, 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 bad. But I've gotten in touch with my Maryland side, my youth. It'll be almost 2022 is going to be a very big year for me. It'll be the year that I've been here for 25 years. In July, 4th of July next year. 4th of July next year is going to be off the chain for me. Because 4th of July of 1997, I spent it in California with an amazing friend of mine named Billy, and this beautiful man that I made named Scott. I have pictures of this beautiful man who took us to Tijuana. And I have pictures of me and my friend Billy in line, and there's a Hare Krishna in line with us. And yeah. Well, anyway, it was a magnificent trip, and he brought in this woman from Colorado. I don't know her name, but she brought me Scott. She went to the bar to get a drink, and she came back with this gorgeous man who had a receding hairline. Who knew? I have a thing for bald men. I love bald men. I love men who are balding. Jason Statham. This is not Jason Statham. This is Jason Orr. This is Jason Orr. Or what? Jason Orr what? He's my Jason Orr. But it wasn't just mine. He was friends of everybody, Travis. He's friends of everybody. And Travis, I know Travis's. I have a few in my life. Keep the candles going. I know a few Travis's. So, going back to A Knight's Tale and Heath Ledger and how devastated I was, I mourned for Heath so bad. And I didn't know why it devastated me so much, but I'll never forget where I was. I was in Atlanta, there for my pension benefit operations training. I was becoming a pension bomb. The bomb. Becoming the bomb. Pension bomb. And I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I had a rental car. I was driving in the parking garage because this facility was huge. It was beautiful and it had a cafeteria and it had a gym. It had a freaking gym in it. I love gyms, and I always wanted to go to a gym, but my ex-husband Jim wouldn't let me join a gym. Jungle Gym. You Fit. Dwight Howard. Just kidding. The other Dwight, my neighbor. Weird. Isn't it ironic? So, Heath Ledger. I got the news on the radio because I was listening to the radio at the time, which had news. I did listen to the news. I watched the news before Casey Anthony. Once I watched the news on Casey Anthony, that ruined me. I couldn't watch the news anymore. My ex-husband can confirm I stopped watching the news then. Because my daughter was the same age. I can't. It's all about the children. It's all about the children. That started my fire. But we didn't start the fire. Billy Joel told the song that the fire's always been burning, right? So it's 4:20 when I said the fire's always been burning. Heath Ledger lit my fire in 10 Things I Hate About You. That was phenomenal. But you know, Liev Schreiber, the very first movie that I saw him in, might have been one of his first movies. My mom, having a conversation with her, trying to get there, it took a long time, but I saw Liev on the TV and I was like, oh my God, I love that guy. I love him. And the last show I saw him in He had that Boston accent, and he's an Englishman with a Boston accent, and it was beautiful. And it was boxing. There was boxing involved, and there was all kinds of negative stuff in there, and cancer, and it had messages all over, and I caught all the messages. I got them all. Live, Tyler. Mixed nuts. I saw you then. And you married a beautiful woman who was in a lot of beautiful things. And I just heard from my mom that you guys are no longer married? What? I don't judge anybody, but marriages don't work out. I was in a 14-year marriage. I understand. I know what it's like being in a marriage. And it's a lot of freaking work. And it's not easy, but some people make it look easy because they're in like true love. But Bruce Willis, Demi Moore, you look at them all. Everybody's got their issues. Tom Hanks, they're trying to make her out to be a monster when there's always two sides to every story. And I picked something and I'm bleeding, of course. He's gonna attract more freaking mosquitoes. That's what I need. Tom, Dick, and Harry to come bugging me for some blood, man. Fucking go get your own pint somewhere else. Anyway, I'm ADHD. I have a doctor that I go see about that. And I'm not taking the medication he prescribed to me because they're big pharma medications, but what does help me is medical marijuana helps me. And I know that there's better stuff out there than what I'm taking, but what I'm taking now helps me for what I need to do now until I get high with a little help from my friends. But lots going on in my life, and I'm in a lot of pain. There's a lot of uncertainty in my medical life. I don't know which way it's going to go. I know that my pancreas results came back in the red. So if you get results, that blood results and you're in the red, you get nervous, as everybody should. Now, I'm not nervous about dying. Everybody dies. The two things are inevitable is life, death and taxes, right? No matter where you go, screw politics. Anyway, death and taxes. So stop tearing at my tits. They are huge. But I wished to have tits like my mom. And do you see what I got? Back pain. I wished for curly hair. I got curly hair. But I didn't get curly hair until I earned it. I had to earn it. And you know how I earned it? 29 hours of labor. My son was 12 days late. He didn't want to come out. 12 days late. We had to induce him. That little bugger. Blaine. He was named after a movie. Yes, he was. Ducky. Molly. Andrew. My sweet lips, Andrew. You are special, and you don't watch a lot of movies and TVs and all that stuff, but you had faith in me. You had faith in me, and you said something, and yeah, it was pillow talk. And Tomorrow War had pillow talk from Sweet Home Alabama in it. You know who you are. She's beautiful. And Reese Witherspoon is beautiful. And we all do stupid shit sometimes, but it's okay. Who is this? If you know Andrew, then you might know me. Because fear is not a factor for me. Nope. I'm not afraid. I'm not alone, and I'm not afraid. I am, no matter what happens to whatever is going on with my pancreas, which would be ironic if I got pancreatic cancer like my Nana. Or would it be? Is it genetic? Who knows? Have I taken M23? No, can't afford it yet. I have so many markers and cursors, and I have mutant genes and shit. I can't make this up. I have the mutant gene. You know what this mutant gene's called? It's called the motherfucker. It's called the motherfucker. It's not really what it's called, but it makes me think of the motherfucker because it's like MFTFFKR. It's I don't even know what this mutant gene is, but it's a mutant gene and I have it, and I'm an X woman. I'm Gen X. Am I really a mutant? No. But I'd like to play one on TV. Mutant. Because I'm a medical mess and things happen when you're in pain. You get creative because you try to get outside of your head, outside of the box. And when you do that, you see my nipples. I don't care. I don't care. They're not for you. They're free to be me. My mom just went into her room, and I hope she doesn't see me smoking out here because I don't get in trouble. All right, 10 minutes. Okay. Heath Ledger changed his stars in A Knight's Tale. In A Knight's Tale, there's this song from David Bowie that's just beautiful. I'm not going to play the song because I don't want to pirate anything or anything like that. I got yelled at once already because I posted something that must have had a song in it, and they were like, no copyright. I'm like, oh, fuck, I didn't even, I forgot, sorry. Forgot. And then later my daughter's like, you can get in trouble. I'm like, I just freaking realized that because I got yelled at. I get it. I follow the rules. I won't do it again. So I'll just make reference to David Bowie because he's no longer with us. He's up there, so. The Beatles there's still some with us. I saw Paul McCartney live. Heath Ledger. Right, Heath. Left behind a beautiful young girl, just like my friend Evan did. Just like Carolinka did. She left this beautiful boy. Not because she wanted to. She got pancreatic cancer. She got breast cancer on the left side, which metastasized to her lymph nodes, and it was aggressive and it was debilitating. And then she still tried to power through and was freaking head nurse at ORMC. And she did a huge art project, which I'm trying to find at ORMC, and it's almost impossible. They redid ORMC. They redo a lot of things in Orlando. Dr. Phillips is a new thing. I'd like to perform at the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center with my daughter, who has already performed there. She did a little thing. She's in a high school that's a magnet for performing arts. And as a freshman, she got a narrator role in Into the Woods, which ironically was the first musical when I started working at Toby's Dinner Theater in Columbia, Maryland. And now there's only one candle lit. 2 went out. Gotta light the other 2. Come on, baby, light my fire. Forever 27 is the tour I'm gonna do. It's gonna be a cemetery tour. Comedy cemetery tour, something like that. Because I love cemeteries. Savage Mill Cemetery was the first one. Not really, but it was the one that I connected to these certain graves that I have to go back to Savage Mill to see, because the Savage Mill Wawa is following me. Florida is covered in Wawas. So I'm gonna, when I do post, I'm gonna post Wawa and I'm gonna post UCF because that's my stomping ground, the UCF Wawas. There's 2 right in UCF, 3 right in 3 Wawas in UCF. And there's one on 50 Witches. I'm not gonna talk about that one. That's not time. There's homeless people. And there's not time for that yet. The other Wawa is at UCF. You can finish. Might be under construction forever, but we got to stop focusing on the negative for UCF and start focusing on the positive for UCF. UCF is a huge campus, huge people going everywhere. And every time I say UCF, they're like, oh, in this city or this city? I'm like, no, freaking Central Florida, where it came from, where it started. Where it started. And I just got yelled at. I'm probably going to get yelled at from my dad, or somebody's going to come out here and yell at me because I get loud. So I need my own place, but I need a greenhouse. I am Heather Greening. I need a greenhouse. I need to go green, Zac Efron. I need to build sustainable food and agriculture around me. I need a tree house. Like, not just for me though, for the kids to come visit, and then we can have tea time or coffee and have a spa. This young barista met Wonder Woman and got to hug her. She said she gives the best hugs, and I bet she does. I bet she does. Gal Gadot is my idol. I love her. And I joke around and I tell people she's my number 1. You know, everybody has a list. I don't do women, but I have a list. And I have to say Gal Gadot is #1, and she's been #1 for many years, and my friends know this. And I just watched Wonder Woman 1984, and I fell more in love with her, and I realized why. She is like the best mom. Best freaking mom. And her kids don't look at her like she's Wonder Woman. My kids don't look at me like I'm Captain Mama Frog. And that's just how kids do. So all those celebrities that have kids, people are like, oh, you're so lucky. They didn't grow up feeling lucky. They grew up different. Different than everybody else, but everybody grew up different. But a lot of people in poverty, the rich get rich and the poor get poor. That's how it goes. And everybody knows Concrete Blonde. Everybody knows Joey. Joey from Friends. Joey. Stella. Joey from Friends. How you doing? My daughter loves Friends. She also loves The Office, which Steve Carell. 40-year-old virgin. I cannot even, Missy Elliott. Ha! I can name drop like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Pie in the horse. Pie in the horse. But I'm not a horse. Horse is a horse, of course. But no one can talk to a horse. Unless, of course, that horse is a unicorn. Like me. So. Heath Ledger. 10 things I hate about you. There's not 10 things I hate about you. There's so many things that I love you. And Julia Stiles. I love you. And I was talking to somebody, and we were talking about movies and stuff, and I was talking to him outside of the porch, and he worked at the porch as I think in the kitchen staff or something, and I was talking to him outside because I was having a cigarette, because that's how I talk to people of all kinds of backgrounds. And this young man, like, he was from he's from Florida, but he looked like he could be descendant from like one of the islands. He made me think of one of my Jamaican friends. Anyway, St. Thomas. Anyway, started talking to him, and he said a movie. I don't know what I was saying to trigger him to say this, but he said, not The Last Dance, that's a song. The last dance tonight. It's Save the Dance, Save This Dance, Last Dance, Save This Last Dance. Something like that with Julia Stiles, and she danced with this boy, this young man. They danced together and made beautiful art. And So You Think You Can Dance is one of my favorite shows, and I would love to be a guest host one day on So You Think You Can Dance and chill out with Kat Daly and just pick her brain. I love Kat. I love cats. I love cats. Musical. Cats. Makes me think of Kansas City. Kansas City. 9/11. This year. 2021. Blue October. I'm going. I don't know how yet. And I don't know who's coming with me, but I'm going to do it. Heath Ledger says to do it. Because you can change your stars. You can become a star yourself. And you can save children. You can play poker face. You can do poker gaga. I'm going to do poker gaga now. Okay, wish me luck. I hope they kick some butt. I got Save the Tatas, and I choose happy. Because this is me. This is me. Captain Mama Frog, Heather Greening. Salute to my military, because there's fraudulent people trying to claim to be military and they're not, and I'm busting them. I'm taking screenshots and I'm documenting, because I'm the document queen. I document the shit out of everything that I need to document. So, Little Penis Man, you know who you are. Yes, I saved a picture of it. Yes, I sent you the picture that I sent, and you want to try to bribe me or something? He said bet. I know what bet means. It's on like Donkey Kong, dude. On like Donkey Kong. Don't fuck with the ex-gen. Gen X. Ex-woman. I'm an ex-wife. 2 snaps. Adam's family. Oh, I gotta come up with the Greening family one. I know. Mosquitoes. I gotta go. TTFN.